This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com and GatheringMagic.com, your place to explore the game.
Hello, my name is Luke, and this is my Kalitas EDH Commander deck. Okay, so let's get into the deck. This is Kalitas. He's a 3/4 vampire with lifelink for 4 mana, and he has 2 abilities. The first is a triggered ability, and this is the one we're mostly going to be taking the use of because this is a zombie tribal deck. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile that card and put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. Now, first time I started playing him, I really underestimated the power of this ability. Not only does it make you 2/2s, which is the point of this deck, we're going to make a huge 2/2 zombie army, but it's a replacement effect for any opponent's creatures that have effects when they die, like Hangerback Walker, for example. So that can really get annoying for them, and it can make sure they have no creatures in their graveyard, which is really useful for us late game. And his second ability is activated. 2 and a black, sacrifice another vampire or zombie and put 2 1/1 counters on him. So in a pinch, you can get rid of your creatures and make him bigger. It's not the one we're going to take most use of, but making Kalitas bigger is always nice. So a mono black deck, lots of swamps. We have 24 basic swamps, and then non-basic lands that you'd expect in a mono black deck. Bojuka Bog, Crypt of Agadeem, Everglades, Peat Bog, taps for 2, Mortuary Mire, bit of recursion, 2 cycling lands. We got Reliquary Tower, Rogue's Passage, Temple of the False God, Ghost Quarter to get rid of those annoying, Maze of Ith. And then we get our ramp cards. So again, nice, just standard commander staples. Wayfarer's Bauble, Charcoal Diamond, Leaden Myr, taps for a black, Jet Medallion for a bit of reverse ramp, Burnished Hart, you can sack it for your lands, and the fact they get sacrificed is good for us late game in some combos. Hedron Archive, never auto include. Mags of the Coffers, obviously I would have Cabal Coffers, but I'm not made of money, so this pretty much doubles your mana for each swamp. That's another reason why we run a load of swamps. Cage Sun, again doubles your mana, and the Anthem effect, the +1/+1, is good when you're using a lot of tokens like we are. Skull Clamp is probably one of the main draw engines. Everyone knows the power of Skull Clamp, especially on tokens and sacrifice outlets. Door of Destinies, I prefer this to Obelisk of Erd. Although Obelisk of Erd has the +2/+2 immediately, Door of Destinies can potentially have an infinite number of counters and make your zombies infinitely big. Swiftfoot Boots, and that's the artifacts. So onto the creatures. We're going to go through the zombies first. We have Gravecrawler, a really good utility zombie, excellent to pair with Skull Clamp and to sacrifice to get our combos going. Lifebane Zombie, 3/1 for 3 of Intimidate is nice. You can, get him for some damage. I normally use him to clear up Planeswalkers, and if you're against someone who's playing white and green, then you can get a bit of hand hate. Fleshbag Marauder, this is very good because everyone sacks a creature, and if you sack, for example, one of your 2/2s, but you have Kalitas out, then you basically replace that 2/2 with 3 2/2s, for example, if you're playing 3 players. Liliana's Reaver, 4/3 Death Touch that makes 2/2s when it hits. Abattoir Ghoul, this is a nice little zombie early game, can kill some stuff and gain you a bit of life. Gary, or Grey Merchant without another auto include in any mono black deck. The amount of life swings you can get is crazy. Here's a zombie as well, so it's useful for sacking to Kalitas, so you can sack him, recur him, and get his ability many times. So DC, another good zombie. Got Death Touch, and Exploit is nice and easy to pull off in this deck, and then he tutors up something, which is always nice. Corpse Harvester, again, another sack outlet. 1 in a black, sacrifice a creature, so again we're just getting rid of our little tokens, and then you can search for zombie in a swamp and put them into your hand, so you can get your big zombies, Sidisi for example, and it keeps you getting those land drops. Raving Dead, I include him mainly because he's a zombie, but he's also very fun. The Death Touch, and when he hits someone they lose half their life, so they're normally going to stick something in front of it, and Death Touch is definitely going to get rid of it, and that big 6 toughness on him is really useful. Unbreathing Horde, This enters the battlefield with 1 counter for each zombie you control on the battlefield and the graveyard. So he is incredibly large when he comes in, and you can remove counters instead of taking damage. So he's a really good wall. Balthor, now this is one of the main players in the deck. The ability, he does give all your zombies +1/+1, which is useful, but his ability is pay 3 black, exile him, and then each player returns all black and red cards from their graveyard to play. Now, if you combo this with Kalitas, hopefully your opponents won't have any creatures in their graveyard because they will be exiled. So basically this is 3 mana, return all your creatures to the graveyard and no one else gets anything. So it's like a 3 mana living death for yourself. It's extremely powerful, especially if you get Gary out of the graveyard and any others. Another Lord, Risen Executioner, gives all your zombies +1/+1 and you can cast it from your graveyard, which is useful. And then we have Undead Warchief. Makes the zombies cost less, gives them +2/+1. So those are the lords, make our zombie horde huge. And then we got some utility creatures, so Drana, again with that first strike ability, put counters on all your creatures, so you can make your zombies nice and big. Disciple of Bolos, awesome combo with Unbreathing Horde. You can come in, draw a load of cards, gain a load of life. Oops. You have a Demon of Wailing Agonies. His player sacrifices a creature is very good in this deck. Obviously with Kalitas, it makes you zombies, and he's a good big creature. Ghoulcaller Gisa, another obvious include, is even a alternate commander for this deck. Makes you a load of zombies. Bloodgift Demon, helps with a bit of card draw and Phyrexian Arena on a flyer. Archfiend of Depravity is a very good combo with Kalitas, especially against other decks with loads of creatures, because they have to sacrifice creatures down to 2. So it gets run indestructible and it makes you a load of zombies with Kalitas. Grave Titan, auto include in any mono black deck. Make zombies, which is a bonus. Shield Red, again, this is black. What you're expecting, Shield Red's going to be here. Does so much work. Reaper of the Abyss, Morbid is so easy to trigger in this deck because there's so many sack outlets. Pretty much every turn you can destroy something and basically just get your zombies back. Obviously the Damned, another one. Destroys creatures. Whenever they die, you get 2/2s. So this doesn't work with Kalitas because they don't die, they get exiled. But if Kalitas has been knocked out 3 or 3 times, obviously the Damned does a good job as well. And then we have old Nixilis Reignited. Really solid Planeswalker. Never really uses ultimate, but card draw and removal on a creature, Planeswalker is what more can you ask for. Then we got Recursion. So we've got lots of ways to recur. We've got Disentomb and Raise the Dead, identical cards. Ghoulcaller's Chant gets 2 zombies out for 1 mana, back to your hand, very useful. Victimize, 2 creatures in your graveyard, 1 and then sack a creature, so again, sack those tokens, get 2 good fatties out. Dread Return to the battlefield, and the flashback is very easy to trigger. Profane Command, got a lot of uses, you can life swing, give stuff fear, and get creatures back to the grid onto the battlefield. Wake the Dead, this could potentially be a huge blowout if you get someone to attack you and then bring back half your graveyard. And Infernal Offering, good politics card. I like to use it in, again, all my black decks. Recurs, and Sack Outlet is nice because it gets you more creatures. And then we're on to removal. So we've got Malicious Affliction. Again, Morbid, easy to trigger, so you're just destroying creatures left and right. Oblivion Strike for, exiling. Tendrils of Corruption, so this relies on swamps. X damage, gain X life for X the number of swamps you control, so all those swamps again really going to help out with this. Annihilate, never destroy target non-black creature, and it's a cantrip. Dregs of Sorrow, draws your cards, destroys creatures, all very simple stuff for black. Ripper Desolation, I think it's a very good card. Exiles creatures and lands, so again you can get rid of those annoying lands and those annoying creatures. Sudden Spoiling, I'd like to keep 3 mana up, or 2 if I've got a Jet Medallion all the time for Sudden Spoiling. Absolute blowout if they come in with everything they've got. You make everything into 0/2s, which is exactly just enough for all your zombies to just take out whatever they have. Now board wipes in this deck are extremely good with Kalitas, because everything dies at the same time. Kalitas will see all the opponent's creatures that die, so you will always get zombies out of it. So it pretty much turns every board wipe into a one-sided board wipe. So we've got Black Sun Zenith. Mutilate, again relies on all the swamps and gets round indestructible. Necromantic Selection, although you can't recur opponent's creatures because they're not going to the graveyard, you can recur Kalitas and keep him there. It also makes him a zombie, in addition to his other types, which is useful for if the zombie lords are around. Door of Destinies, for example. And Decree of Pain draws a hell of a load of cards. And then we've got utility spells. We've got Sign in Blood, a Read the Bones, nice and standard. Siphon Mind, each player discards a card, draw a card for each card discarded this way. So 4 mana could be everyone discards, you draw 3, for example. Diabolic Tutor, so tutor up pieces of combos. Endless Ranks of the Dead is a brilliant card in Zombie Tribal. Every upkeep you get half the zombies you own extra. And then Bad Moon, another Anthem effect for all our black 2/2 zombies. Now, the combos in this deck pretty much rely around these cards. We've got Butcher of Malakir, and Dictate of Erebos. And then we've got Vampiric Rites, which is a sack outlet, and Nantuko Husk, which is a free sack outlet. So basically the idea here is to make a load of zombies, 2/2s, and then sacrifice them, either to Kalitas or preferably with Nantuko Husk, because it's free. Sacrificing the zombies will trigger either Butcher and Dictate, or your opponent sacrifice creatures, which causes Kalitas to trigger, so then you get that many 2/2s back. And basically you repeat this process until all the opponent's creatures are dead, you have that many 2/2s, and then you have a huge Nantuko Husk to hit through undefended, because they have no blockers left. And basically this gets out of hand and you get a huge 2/2 zombie army, or preferably bigger than 2/2s, and you can just repeat this over and over again until you completely wipe their board and you create a load of zombies. So that's my Kalitas deck. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching my Kalitas deck on CMDR decks. Remember to like, favourite and subscribe.